Alright guys, Papa Pepper back here once again with Mama Pepper here at the Abundant Harvest Homestead. Right now I'm trying to explain to my wife why I paid extra money. I bought something maybe I shouldn't have. I may have gotten duped into paying extra for something I didn't need. Let me finish this up and I'll get back with you guys in a second.
So cute now.
Isn't it though? No one.
Little kitty. Is there other ones?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Reach in the box and check out a different color.
Hopping out.
Right. That one was just out and about exploring.
Let me see, Mama.
Is there other ones?
Oh, look at that.
How many other ones you count?
Look at the little pink bunny again. Cutie, come here. Come here, come here. Come here.
There are like 7 more of them.
Oh,
I bet the children would know. Aren't they?
They are. He smells like pee.
No, they're almost as cute as your babies. And they smell like pee too.
But he's still so cute. He's still so cute. Oh.
They all just black and white?
Yep. Looks like mostly black and white, Papa. Black and white little cuties. Oh,
how many are there? 8 total?
I don't know.
9 or what?
But there sure is a few. Let's see. There's 2 here. Oh, can't tell. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's legs here. 6, 7, 8. So 8 or 9. Oh, they're so precious. I like bunnies when they're so little. I mean, they're pretty when they're big, but then, you know, you get a whole bunch more claws.
Sure.
Scratches.
Check out this one. Look at the color of that.
Wow. Oh, and he's got brown eyes, or like a grayish, brownish looking. He's so cute. Oh,
fuzzy, isn't he?
Yeah.
What a fuzzy little face.
Little sweetie.
Look at that little tail.
Whoa. Oh, they're a big boy. Cuties. Bunny rabbits on the home.
Look at that brindled fatty.
Whoa.
You like it?
Yes. I think one of these guys named Carrots somewhere.
They named one Carrots?
Yep. I'm pretty sure.
That's more than I know. I bet the kids could tell us a ton.
A whole bunch of stories, huh? Oh, look at that one. Look at those eyes.
I know it's got 2 of them.
Beautiful.
It's got 2 eyes. I think I'll call it Johnny 2 Eyes because it's got 2 eyes.
They're so precious, Sterling.
You don't miss eating them, do you?
No. Those meat chickens are pretty tasty.
That's right.
Pretty big, too.
Oh, I guess there's 4 in that nest. Whoa! Almost 3. Hang on to it, my lady.
It sure was fun to venture into, you know, doing meat rabbits. Because it was something that we didn't, we had never eaten rabbit before. But that was then.
You know, not hard to give up.
So, yeah. Looks like he has a mustache. Whoa,
Whoa.
Mr. Mustache.
Hey, Mr. Mustache. Alright, the bunnies calmed her down a little bit, but while I may have, from some perspectives, gotten duped into paying extra money for something I didn't need, I actually think this is justifiable and that it may have been wise. I didn't talk with my wife about this purchase ahead of time. It was something I wanted to do. I went in, I made the executive decision to buy these as opposed to what I was gonna buy. And I think it makes sense from my point of view, but I have no idea how it makes any sense in a rational, logical scenario of even just consumer how how a company can do what they just did. Cool thing is, I went in town yesterday to drop off the recycling, do some chores, do some purchasing. Saw that they had free mulch at the place I like to go get free mulch from. I use this between my garden beds to keep the weeds suppressed, give me a nice walking area where we're not having weeds reproducing and therefore seeding the rest of my garden with weed seeds. And I don't have to maintain it as much. And then in about 2 years, this stuff turns into some really nice black gold, some better soil than I would have normally. So, woke up early today, hooked up to the trailer, took off of town to get me a load of this. Sometimes from like noon to 3, they'll load it for you a couple days of the week. But what I like to do is just make sure to grab a pitchfork. That way, if they're not loading, if their skid steer's down, or if I want to get things done and home before noon, I can sit there, dig it up myself, and it doesn't take that much effort to do this. It's, you know, a mild workout. Free is a great price anyway, probably my favorite number. So if I can just exert a little bit of energy, get a little bit of blood pumping early in the morning, come away with the free load of this, yeah, I'm down. Again, on this side, I use an 8-foot fence picket, 8-foot fence picket on the other side, and a 6-footer in the front, and that gives me temporary walls that are easy to remove from my trailer. Something I found out, just because I deal with fence pickets sometimes for some of the work I do. We got old ones we need to get rid of. This, I keep a couple around for stuff like this. Just so smart. And if you saw the woodshed one day build and fill I did with my buddy John, you'll see that we just used some fences for the walls of that. Some stuff we had to take down. So a good repurpose. So back to the matter at hand. Check this out. This is currently my compost area. I used to have some pallets standing on end with some roofing tin, some smaller sections of that to keep things in. Had 2 bins over here. I didn't like that. I always wanted 3, and it was hard for me to deal with. Couple reasons. Number one, I had a big lip on the front, and I was actually putting a lip 2 bricks high on the front of here when I originally did this. Thankfully, because some things take me a while, I make content out of some of the things I'm doing, and you guys watch and care. A number of subscribers commented and said, hey, get rid of those bricks in the front. Another cool thing is that it saved me from purchasing more of these cinder blocks, because the ones I took off the front, I was able to use to finish the back one. Love that. Very excited about that. Appreciate that. This will make it a lot easier. But I don't want to encourage rats, mice, rodents from using these cinder blocks as homes, so I filled them all with gravel. That gravel will probably get eroded away one way or another. A problem that I had with this compost area is that we get so much rain. Right now we're dealing with like daily rain for another week. We had pretty much daily rain for like the previous week. I want to build a lean-to off of my old quail barn here to cover this area, and then I'll control the amount of moisture that gets in here. It's easy enough for me to grab a hose, squirt some on here if I need some extra moisture. Moisture is important in building compost, but an incredible amount of moisture, not so much. So I thought, you know what, why don't I get just some flat bricks? You know, they got the ones that are 16 inches long, 8 inches wide, just like these are, about 2 inches thick. And I went and I looked at them at the store. I could find them cheaper if I traveled farther, but again, I was pretty much blocks away picking up the free mulch. Okay, I'm not gonna take an extra hour worth of driving or more to save some money. Not gonna do it. So the little ones were $1.57, $1.57 USD. I thought, yeah, spending about what? 30 bucks, maybe 40 with tax, somewhere between 30 and 40 to get 20 of them to do this project and just cap all of these. That's not that bad. I can justify that. I think it's a good idea. But when I went, I noticed something, and I had to stand back for a minute and ask an associate, am I seeing this right? Is this real? Is there something wrong with my perception that it's warped and I don't understand, or is this the reality that you guys are presenting to me as the consumer? Because I didn't get it. And what it was is that the 4-inch thick ones, okay, this is equivalent to 2 of the 2-inch thick ones. 16 inches long, 8 inches wide, 4 inches thick, okay? Pause for a moment. I told you that for a 2-inch one, it was $1.57 USD for a 2-inch thick one. I want you to pause for just a minute. Go down to the comment section if you can comment on this video, and comment. Take a guess. Don't Google it. Don't go to Home Depot you know, and look up prices. Just take a guess. What do you think it would cost to get twice as much material? And I'm going to point out another thing while you're thinking and typing. Okay, this is twice as much material because it's twice as thick. Same dimensions other than the depth, which is twice as much material, twice as much volume, twice as thick. Also, to get, I don't know how many of these come on a pallet, but let's say you could fit 100 of the 2-inch ones on a pallet. You can only fit 50 of these on, right? You can fit half as much. So to ship these, you're going to have twice as many pallets to get the same quantity as the ones that are half as thick. Pause for just a moment more as you take that into consideration too. Take a guess. $1.57 for one half this thick. How much did these cost? All right, here's the grand reveal, guys. For one of these, $1.59. I don't know. $1.59. And I stood there and I looked at that and I'm like, 2 inches, half as much material, half as much shipping costs. Guessing on that. Takes twice as many pallets for these guys. Like 2 cents less. Twice as much material, twice as much shipping cost, 2 cents more. And I looked at the associate and I said, am I seeing this right? Is this $1.57? Is this $1.59? And she goes, yeah. And I'm like, okay, I just had to make sure something wasn't messed up in my head. That I'm not, you know, just hallucinating, processing this wrong. The way I can figure it, the only way I can figure it, is let's say it costs maybe 80 cents for the company to make a 2-inch one. Well, maybe it only cost them an extra cent to make it twice as thick. That's possible. And then maybe because you got to ship another pallet to get the same amount, maybe that only costs an extra cent. So you got 1 extra cent worth of material and 1 extra cent in shipping costs. What do you guys think? Is that it? It's just part of society. Obviously, for the thin ones, there's a lot of wiggle room. A lot of wiggle room. And it's kind of like when you walk into some of these places and you see that something was $1,299 on sale for $599 and you're like, wow, I could save half the price, more than half the price. They're giving me such a good deal. And the truth is, they're still making money off of it. They just didn't rip you off for that much extra. That's the deal. They had that much wiggle room in the price to begin with. So as a consumer, they really wanted to take advantage of you. You weren't buying it. They said, you know what, we'll actually take less than half of that. Come on, give us less than half of that and you'll think you got a deal. We'll still make money off of it. We'll still make money off of it, but you'll at least think you got a good deal. We couldn't trick you earlier to give us twice as much money. Would have really helped our profits. It's okay. So here's the deal. Did I spend extra money to buy something I didn't really need? Kind of. The extra money was 40 cents. I took that money, my family's precious money, right? The limited supply that we had, I chose to take an extra 40 cents and get twice as much material. But here's how I justify it. When I put one of these on top of my cinder block, which was only 8 inches, you know, for each one of these cinder blocks, I get 8 inches of height. I get 50% more height, you know, and added half of that height by putting one of these on top. I can use an extra 4 inches up here. That's the way I feel. I feel like I can use an extra 4 inches up here. I'm okay with that. I think it's a good idea. Over 2 inches, that would have helped too. You know, just capping these gives me a little bit more height, or I can store stuff up in here and flip it and rotate it and move it around. That's a true story. But now I get twice as much added height because I bought one that was twice as thick for an extra 2 cents. Can I get a ching? Add some sound effects there because that's money. I did have to explain it to my wife because she was like, what? This doesn't make sense. You'll have to show me what you're talking about. I don't get this. And I had to ask for help at the store to comprehend the situation with which I was dealing with. Thankfully, that's the situation we had. I'll give you a look at this. I don't know if I'm going to cut all these today because I got to get to planting some tomatoes up in the garden, but I'll probably put on all my full ones, and I was thinking of staggering them, but I'll at least cap these right now. I may actually just put a couple dabs of adhesive when I get them in the final position too, just so nobody bumps one, has a block fall off on their child toe. You know, I got kids around here and stuff. See, this is evidence right here. If you guys just want to verify my story, we have children around here. Nice little girl, dirty face, she's been eating some stuff. Now she has flowers. Can you put the flowers closer to the camera for people to see? You have to stand right here and hold them right in front of there. Yeah, show them your dandelions. This is one of our 7 little peppers, and she's super cute. Do you have toes? Can you put your foot up to show them you have toes? Oh, she even kicks her shoes off. Okay, now put your feet up. She has dirty little toes. Do you want to smash them with a brick? Yeah or no? No. No, she doesn't want to smash them with a brick. So I may add a couple dabs of adhesive over there just to kind of lock them in place, but it's enough that I could still break them free later. But that's it. I'll show you what this looks like real quick. I'll add the bricks that I can fit without cutting them right now. Show you what that looks like. And that's kind of the end of this story. I've got a load of mulch to undo in the garden. I don't know if the rain's coming. You think it's gonna rain? I do. I do. So I'll see you guys in a second. You tell them bye?
Bye.
So here's what it looks like mostly uncovered. You've got this, you can see the rain has already been knocking some out. I've still got some extra gravel right there, so I'm just gonna make sure everyone's topped off for right now. I wanted them full and solid, and that way I don't got mice or stuff going in there. And I'll just smooth them off, put my caps on, and show you what it looks like afterwards when it's 4 inches deeper because of my 40-cent purchase. So here we go. That upper layer is topped except for this back corner where it's only a single brick. This one will get cut. We can take care of those two. This one will get cut. It can take care of those two. This one will get cut. It can take care of those two, and I'll have an extra. Sometimes when you're picking up materials, it's good to get an extra. Availability may not continue, and sometimes they change the recipe or formula. I don't really care about looks on this particular project, but I got an extra brick. That's perfectly fine with me. So like I said, because of an extra 40-cent purchase, I got twice as much material. I went up twice as high as I was going to by adding that ridge cap. I like that. I think that's nice. And got some cutting to do to finish it. And I already got holes I'm digging to put my lean-to part up over it. That'll be later. I got tomatoes to plant right now. I'll see you guys next time. Papa out.
Thank you for watching.